Hello drone racers. Today we're going to take a look at the JJRC Windseeker. And this is what I would consider a toy FPV drone. This is definitely not a racing drone, but one of the things caught my eye on this that I want to check out and take a look at it and see if it's worth the price. I think most of these will be far better than what you're going to find in Best Buy or Radio Shack or Rural King or any of those places that just sell garbage. The one thing that caught my eye is the remote adjust camera angle, where you can actually hopefully adjust the camera angle of the drone while you're flying, which means it has a gimbal, and that's kind of unique for these. So let's take a look. So inside the box we have a couple of things. We have the drone itself, and we do have a remote. And to me this is a big deal because I hate controlling these things with my iPhone. And I will try not to even test those things again because they just aren't good for the most part. Some of the octopus that I just did was actually pretty good with it, but for the most part, it's total garbage. So I'm glad that for the price, you actually get a Mode 2, hopefully for me, remote. So the drone itself has prop guards on it. I'm not gonna fly inside, so I'm not gonna install the prop guards, so I'm not worried about that. Extra blades and a charging adapter here for the radio, a mount for the radio to hold your phone, because that's how the FPV still works at least, but you don't have to control it that way. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say these pop on here. These do pop on here, but it looks like there's a spot for some screws, so we'll have to get those out. Yeah, I can see it comes with a screwdriver and everything that you need in the bag here. Radio itself feels pretty good. It's a good size for what you get, and you get a lot of buttons here. It looks like a very traditional radio, so I actually like that. Uses 4 AA's. Step one, before I go any further, I want to get it plugged in and charging. So I'm going to find the battery on here somewhere. So the camera pops off. We'll leave it connected here, and then the battery compartment is under here, and it will connect in very carefully. Looks like it's actually plugged in. That's kind of unusual. So it looks like a 2S. Yeah, 2S 500 milliamp. With a balance connector. I definitely appreciate when they have a balance connector on here, so I trust when it's 2S that it's going to be charging better at least. There is a USB charger in here. If you have a racing style high-end charger, just use that instead, but if this is all you've got, it's better than nothing. So some of these buttons don't do anything because I have the Wi-Fi version, which has its own manual. So I'll get this app loaded, I'll get the batteries in, I'll get everything charged, and we'll plug it in and take a quick look at how it connects, and then we'll take it outside. Batteries charged, batteries are in the radios. I wanna show you just a couple little things before we go and fly it. One, when you connect the battery, it was weird that it was already connected, but there is an on-off switch for this, which is kind of unusual for these. The antenna is really big, so I'm hoping there's a good range on this compared to most of these. Most of these go like 50 feet and then I lose video and they're garbage. So this one I double checked, it is $41. So we're not looking at an expensive hundreds of dollars GPS drone. It's $41, so keep that in mind with what we're doing here. There's a phone mount that goes on the radio, and it took me a minute to figure out where it goes. And this part right here is actually a spring-loaded slot. So this part just goes right in there and it pops on inside there, and then you can adjust this and tighten it down. The last thing I want to point out is mine says Mode 1, and that was a big concern for me because I'm a Mode 2 flyer. I'm in the United States. JJRC is the only person I know that flies Mode 1. There are a few out there. But I did do a quick test of it, and even though it says Mode 1 there, it does fly with Mode 2 settings. So if you get it and you see that, don't worry about it. It seems to be fine. So now we'll go try it. Okay, so now I will turn on the drone, turn on the radio here, get it connected so it's linked, and then I will level. The drone is level, so you hold it this way and it flashes fast, and then it auto levels. So you're supposed to do that every time. Now on my phone, I have it connected, and I have a new wireless connection. So you connect, and the Wi-Fi, as we mentioned, is over wireless. So that's connected now. And you have this Wi-Fi or WSUFO app. That's kind of weird. I want it to turn that way. Will it turn that way? Nope. All right, I guess we're going that way. Now, is that FPV? Ooh, oh, it's just pointed way down. So like most of these, it's pretty dark. The angle on the camera, unlike what I said earlier, this is not a remotely controlled camera. You do just have to angle it. Apparently there's another model that you can get that will have the automatic angle. So I'm going to put this in the controller. So now we have FPV. So now with the remote, you press the function here, it turns on the blades, and then I just go up, and it is mode 2. So I'll say that's pretty darn stable. It is supposed to have altitude hold, and compared to a micro drone, it's really stable. The FPV has some latency, for sure, but you know, it seems better than a lot of them we tested, so maybe this one's a little bit better. Things don't like flying inside, so hey, you know what? I think that's good enough. Press this button again, we'll land it. Let's take it outside. Okay, now we're outside, and the colors look really good outside. With the LEDs that I have inside my house, it's just not good enough. One thing I will say also, I had to take the battery, external battery, off of my iPhone. I have an Apple brand battery, and it adds a bunch of thickness to the phone, and it would not stay in place. So I've just got the phone here with no case, so hopefully it holds everything in place pretty well now. You can already tell the gamma looks like it's kind of wonky. Why is that wonky like that? I was right in the edge of the shadow, so I'm going to turn on the video recording. I think we're recording now. Turn it back on and make it fly. Go up, and it's super windy, as I say pretty much every single time I'm out here, but there it is. It's got altitude hold. If I just go sideways, now one thing that's interesting, it's using a barometer. My yard is not flat. I don't know if that would matter, but I'm just going back and forth with no altitude, with no throttle, and that is holding altitude really, really well. I will definitely give it that for sure. So let's see how much altitude it needs for a flip. No, not bad. It did a good job. It gave itself some additional altitude and then did the flip. So it actually, that's much better than I normally see. That's a nice small flip. So here in FPV, let's see how it goes here. So it's not a very wide field of view, but you know what? It's possible here. And I don't recall any of these. Uh-oh. Stay out of it. Oh, it recovered. Nice. Oh, it didn't. Okay, so I flew it into the tree, but I didn't break anything. So I'd be surprised. You're not going to break these props, are you really? So let's try again. See if it just takes off and flies again. Oh, no problem. Do I have a battery indicator for the drone? I don't think I do. That would be nice. But there we go. I wonder what the range on this is. It seems like because of the antenna that it has hanging out the back, I'll say just already my video signal seems way better. Uh-oh. So there I'm losing it pretty good, and I'm maybe 75 meters away. Oh, come back up. Did it crash? I may have crashed it. How far did I make it? Not very far. There we go. So it was trying to take off again, and I don't think it actually burned anything up, which is pretty good. So I'm what, 50 meters away probably. So not a long range. I was trying to fly at line of sight and trying to bring it back, but so it's not a long range. It's a call it a backyard flyer. What I will call it is, for the price, it's probably better than stuff that's double the price. It's probably better than anything at Walmart, short of the DJI stuff. How about this? It's better than any of the toys at Walmart. No idea what the battery life on it is. So let's see if we can get it to sit there for a minute while I mess with the, there's a dial here to turn up the rates, basically. Oh, there we go. You know, on full rates, that thing's pretty quick. Oh! So it needs to be level when you try and do a flip. I would have it at an angle. and it couldn't handle it. And it crashed again, but it hasn't broken, so that's good. It just takes off again. No biggie. I still have 100% rates. So how low can this go? Let's see, if I turn this down quickly. There we go. Now, oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm on a 10% rate and I can't even come back through the wind. Come on, let's go back up. Before we lose it. Is that enough? I'm at like 35%. So it makes it kind of nice if you're flying it with kids. You want to let kids fly it. You have nice slow rates. That's full stick sideways. And then you want to fly it, assuming you're a parent watching this, turn up to 100%, and it does pretty good. It's pretty quick. Not an FPV racer, just to be sure. And it is windy out here, but it does pretty darn good. Does not gain altitude very quickly, which is probably good because you don't want it to accidentally fly away. I'm guessing my battery rates are low, or my battery's low at this point. Come on. Yeah, it is very, very slow to increase and decrease altitude. But that's probably okay because that's not really what you should be doing. You shouldn't be flying it high. So it won't flip for me now. I don't know if it's because my rates are too high or because the battery is low. I'm guessing because the battery is low because I can barely gain altitude now. I think it just says, no, I'm not gonna do that. And there is full stick and it's coming down. So there we go. But again, it's $41. Those people looking for a toy drone, I would say it does its job. It handled a crash really, really well. I know one of my buddies bought a sharper image drone that probably does less than this for about double the price. So that's kind of where I'm comparing this. For the price, it seems good. We'll take a look and see what the video looks like. So I'll have overlaid that in the meantime. But if you're looking for a toy drone, it seems like a good option. So if you found this useful, leave a like and a comment down below. If you know a better drone for $41, go ahead and comment and let me know what that should be, what we should review, because this one seemed like a pretty good option. Until next time, remember, 10% rates won't even fight the wind.